Alpha knows that acting to act first and speak later. I don't doubt the urgency of the situation. Let's go. We ought to join the vanguard as soon as possible. The number of eaters we saw is an indication we'll be facing a formidable host. This dude. Lovely weather, just what we needed. I hear shouting, look, come on!
Let's give it our all!
They need our help. Mori! Don't let your guard down! Those eaters! They're moving towards Radisca's brow. We should follow, but we cannot look like those in need of aid. To me. Bad here. Shouldn't you think we're stuck elsewhere? Time of your arrival, Sarah. I have my hands full here. Mine own magic shall suffice to aid each fellow. Bid me to give supper to the god. Eater's hate as well. I would hate to find out what it intends to do next. Defend me. Let none interrupt my
I shall protect thee.
Draw the lesser eaters within the brook.
You will rue the day you crossed my path!
Master Matoy has a few tricks up her sleeve. Allow me to demonstrate.
It was nothing.
Most impressive trick indeed. As if you've none of your own. Let's make for the imperative, shall we? Someone had made short work of these heroes. Sarah, you'll be glad to know that the locals have all taken shelter. Nevertheless, we can't allow the eaters to gain any ground. With me! That can't be good. Guys, damn it, we're too late. I'll follow the eater. You press on to their pyramid. I'm staying with you. We've lost too many already. We must hurry. These eaters are too organized. They cannot barely be acting on instinct. It is as we feared. But as our task is as it ever was. Turn the tide. Lives of the wounded are in our hands.
On your feet!
Have care. That is no ordinary Eaton. More Eatons. Protect me somehow. I'll have to deal with them first. Feel a swell ether. Gather around me quick.
Outdone. Theory and practice.
Perhaps now is the time to put my research to the test. Still more still. Sarah, buy me some time. Alvin, I'll need ether. Right, everyone.
If your tells will suffice.
Your ether to Alice.
My strength is yours.
May the 12 guide you.
The stars shall grant thee succor.
Let's give them a show.
Forward!
With heart and steel.
We fight for those who cannot.
There are so many.
Ah, God damn it!
Leader! Yeah! Lena, hold on.
They turned on me.
This one is mine! We need only hold out a little while longer. Reinforcements are coming, remember? The captain said so. We're going to be all right.
Run! Run, damn you!
The Warrior of Darkness has returned. The Bloody Knight has returned. So stay with me, eh? You can't go dying now.
God damn it!
Please let this work. Please let this work. No. No, no. Stay back. Stay back.
Help! Help! Anyone!
Why did you spare me? Why? What have I done to deserve this mercy?
Forward! Forward! If you can still hold a sword, follow me! Wounded to the rear! Weapons at the ready! Let's make this count!
Fight and struggle. Seek salvation by your own hands. Though the losses be grave, endure them. Though the victories be hollow, claim them.
Seems to have driven them back, for the time being at least. The wounded have been collected and are undergoing treatment now. Once they're ready to be moved, we'll have to get them carried back to the Crystarium. The dead as well, of course. Those whose bodies remain anyway. The others are helping to treat the wounded. I'm planning to assist on moving them. But even so, we simply don't have enough hands. I'm sure you're fit to fall over after what we've been through. Guys know I am. But if you could see just a few of the patients, it would be an enormous help. Captain Lena's about somewhere, so you might also consider asking her if there are any outstanding areas of need. We'll talk later. Just a moment longer. One of them, it got me. Return, please kill me, I beg you. Don't touch me. I killed her. I killed her. She was one of them. But I know, but I...
Oh, I did not see you there. Is there something you need?
No, I'm fine. How are you feeling?
Injuries are part and parcel of battle. While there's breath in my lungs, I shall see my duties done. Don't pretend you're not of the same mind. You fought well today. Saved a great many lives. Thank you. Unfortunately, this war is far from over. We must replenish our ranks and shore up our defenses before they attack again. Now, if you will excuse me. I am fine. Completely and utterly fine. Better than fine. Hale and hearty and still alive to mourn those who are not. Who I failed to protect when they needed me most. We've come so far, so goddamn far. I could have sworn the end was in sight, and now they will never see it.
Impudent worms of the Crystarium! The tragedy that has befallen you is of your own making. Divine retribution for your defiance. The heavens have bequeathed to you a benevolent savior, me. I offer you freedom from pain and suffering, a paradise where man and sin-eater might live in peace and harmony. Why, already, our winged brothers and sisters regard me and mine as kin, alike to them in beauty and purity. But you not only reject my prophet hand, but raise your own against my sin-eaters. But it's only right that they respond in kind. Let this be a lesson to all those who would walk the path of sin. The wicked shall not inherit this world!
Father's ship is already gone. How flattering that he came all this way just to give his little speech. I apologize for my earlier outburst. Rest assured, I have no intention of allowing my wounds to affect the performance of my duties. Especially not now. If I may, Could I ask that you seek out Thancred and Nymphelia for me? They endangered themselves on my behalf, and I would feel better knowing that they were well looked after. Thancred in particular sustained quite an injury from that Sin Eater. I would not be surprised if he was still in his badgerix still. Please, give them my thanks. Fine, truly. Simply concerned for those who were not so fortunate. Hear from me? Sorry to put you through the trouble. Fine, really. The Eater landed an unfortunately solid blow. The healers have done wonders. I'm more worried about Nymphelia. She's not taking the blow. Could I ask you to speak with her? My attempts to reach out seem to have been opposite effect. She's gone to the oratorium, ostensibly to fetch herbs for the Chesapeake, but just talk to her, will you? Please, find Nymphelia. Oh, Sarah, what are you doing here? Thancred. It's my fault, you know. Jumped at the chance to help Elena, but I was careless. And now, it's my fault. You can make up for it by being there for me. Are you sure? I've brought nothing but trouble thus far. And what if it's worse next time? All I do is make mistakes, put others in danger. I'm sure that he'll resent me for being this weak. Maybe he already does. But you're right. I can still help. If only by seeing these herbs safely to Chesapeake. There are 2 left on the list, but I'll need to ask about this one. Though time low and I can't seem to find it anywhere. Would you mind collecting the other? I would hate to delay any longer than I already have. Looking for something with soft leaves that's very fragrant, and unmistakable medicine away, I was told. Only need 2 sprigs or so. Once you've got them, you can bring them directly to Chesapeake. Whoever gets it first can explain whether the other will be back shortly. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Yes, someone who looked like they knew what they were doing, and they pointed me to the herb I was looking for right away. We didn't have too much trouble with yours. I see you got roped in helping. Some things never change, eh? Minville had told me you would be covering the rest. Marvelous. With this, I can replenish our store of medicines. We've been struggling to keep up with the number of wounded that are being brought in. I wasn't on the field, but it doesn't matter. Patient faces make plain that it was a horrible battle. We're still fighting it, I suppose, though with better medicine rather than sharp steel. But we'll win, I promise you that. Seems I owe an apology for dragging you to yet another battlefield when you've just come off the front lines. In both cases, I'm sure your efforts saved more than a few. With Badgerics and the good working order, the Christian's people will be well cared for. The more lie ahead, of course. Battles you can fight. Not that we intend to let you do it alone. That's a matter to discuss with the Exarch. You know the Exarch? We do. Is there something you needed? I need you to tell him something. For me. My dearest friend, you see, is over there on the battlefield with me. Only one of us is here to speak of it. At the end, before the wound killed him, I heard his dying words. I never knew a world was this beautiful, he told me. I'm so glad I got to see the night sky. I don't know how the Exarch feels about what happened out there. I don't know if what Valtteri said is true. If our losses are just deserts, and we doom ourselves to worse by continuing to fight this fight. But I believe in the Warrior of Darkness, in the Crystal Exarch. I don't think what they've done is wrong, and I don't think I'm right to fight with them either. My friend, he smiled in the end. Just as he smiled when he raised his glass to celebrate the return of the night. That's all I want to remember him. So I want to tell the Exarch, don't give up. Don't give in. Please. I'll tell him. I have my word. If I were stronger, how many people would still be alive? If you're ready, we're not going ahead to the Ocular. You can keep the Exarch company while I fetch Alpha. Don't worry, I mean to borrow the swiftest armor I can find, so we shouldn't keep you up long. Be sure to pass on that message, eh? Welcome, my friend. The tales of your heroism on the battlefield precede you, though I confess I found them more gladdening than surprising. I hear no few of our people have you to thank for plucking them from the jaws of death. Would that they had not needed saving to begin with, but the responsibility for that lies with me. One of our soldiers said that. Thank you. Rest assured I fully intend to continue our work. I will not shrink from what must be done. Now, least of all. Though I mourn the lost, I will not lose myself to grief. And even should regret being my constant companion, I will follow the path I have chosen to ascend. We have some time before the others arrive if you'd like to talk. And if I were to confess my doubts, I might harm. no one need ever know. No, I believe you have enough burdens without my adding to them. Nevertheless, thank you.
My friends, with your aid, we have weathered a brutal assault.
Sorry I'm late, though I would not have been had anyone thought to notify me in advance.
As I was saying, it was only with your aid that we weathered this assault. Without it, the Crystarium and all who dwell here would now be gone.
For each we saved, another perished. If there is anything else we can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. This is our home too, and we want nothing more than to keep it safe.
Thank you. We are blessed to have you with us. As for the attack itself, Vorthri may call it divine retribution, but Sin Eaters are creatures of instinct. A coordinated assault is unprecedented. Moreover, in the absence of a Light Warden, there should have been no compulsion for lesser Sin Eaters to congregate here en masse. All of which points to a single, unavoidable conclusion.
That these minions of light answer to a higher power. He who did claim kinship with them, who did boast of control, not in idleness, 'twould seem, but in earnest. Lord Vorthri.
Indeed. What I mistook for bluster was in fact the truth. The Sin Eaters are his to command. But if he imagines this show of force will convince us to bend the knee, he is sorely mistaken.
I take it your meeting in Yulmore did not end well.
You could say that, yes. But I am wiser for the experience nevertheless. It appears he has mastered a technique which allows him to enslave the minds of others. A fact I discovered when he attempted to use it on me.
That would go some way towards explaining the peculiar reverence afforded him by his subjects. There may feasibly be a handful of true believers among them, I suppose, but it would not surprise me if the vast majority were in his thrall.
Had I not anticipated his treachery, I might well have joined them. But seeing his invitation for what it was, I sent a glamour in my stead. I rather doubt such tricks will avail me a second time, however.
Did you have any luck tracking down the Light Warden in Calusia?
Sadly, I have nothing to report on that front. What of Armorang?
After a fruitless few days scouring ruins, I resorted to asking the locals. While no one I spoke to had seen any sign of the Warden, I did uncover a possible lead. An abandoned mine in western Armorang. From what the Maud told me, it would be a perfect place to stay out of sight. Of course, I could never hope to explore such a labyrinth quickly or safely on my own, so I returned here.
Even should we all join in the endeavor, an exhaustive search could take weeks, and with no guarantee of finding anything.
The Wardens harbour vast reservoirs of primordial light, do they not? Far beyond anything found in lesser Sin Eaters. And isn't it true that the Oracle could see the light of a Sin Eater from miles away? Surely a Warden would seem like a blazing beacon by comparison. To the real Oracle of Light, I mean. The real Menphilia. If we travel to Armorang, to the south where she halted the flood, I could summon her back. What do you think?
Don't.
Don't what? Do what I can. What we both know is right.
Do not presume to know my mind. You have no idea what you're proposing.
But I do! I know why you never said anything. Because you thought you could keep me safe by keeping me in the dark. And maybe I thought so too. But I knew, Thancred. I always knew.
Oh, I see. I thought you were a rather underwhelming reincarnation. But it all makes sense now. The Oracle lies dormant within you, doesn't she? But to draw on her true power, you must become one, both body and soul. To wit, one being must consume the other. Who shall be the lucky winner?
This doesn't concern you, Ascian.
But it plainly concerns you. Which is why your heart is ready to burst out of your chest. Despite the raging tempest in your bosom, however, you have never once opened up to your young charge. Now, why would that be? Love. Well, I for one think it's a marvelous idea. Certainly more promising than any of your other suggestions. So, it's off to Armorang we go.
I'll meet you at the gates.
If this is the course you have agreed on, I will not object, though I'm afraid it will be difficult for us to spare any of the guard to accompany you. I can but promise that you will be well looked after upon your return. Just see to it that you do return, alright? If only I'd been able to locate Calusio's art organ, I would not be able to come to this. I can't imagine what Thancred must be feeling to behave this way. To say he's changed since coming here would be an understatement. He may also be a different person. He reminds me of father. He argued with us for months about our plan to go to Eorzea, but in the end he accepted our decision. I do hope he's doing well. Anfilia demonstrated an impressive resolve just now. It seems that she understands what must be done, though I do wonder if she is truly prepared to make the choice. Should she falter, it will fall to Thancred to guide her, however much he wishes it were otherwise. Though Thancred hath long known whither this path doth lead, his journey hath brought him no closer to acceptance. Will you never grow tired of shuffling your feet? You have something to ask me? Ask! Tell me about Zodiark. As I told you before, Zodiark is the creation of my people, the first people. We summoned him, as your kind might summon a primal. Albeit infinitely more powerful. Unlike one of your primals, he tempered us. It was only natural. There is no resisting such power. And so we Ascians came solely to bring about the rule of darkness, his darkness. Of course, some would call us evil for it, and they would be fools, though that is only to be expected given their innate inability to conceive the nature of our universe. But I believe I am repeating myself. Do you not trust me to speak honestly? Do you hope to catch me in a lie? Really, I have no need for deception, and even if I did, I assure you, would find it quite indistinguishable from the truth. I'm sorry to be so insistent, but I know this is the only way. If you're willing to give me a chance, come with us. Sorry for the wait. I'm ready now. And you're sure you want to do this? Completely sure. Look, no matter what happens to me, I'm sure that I don't want to go back to being who I was. I want to be stronger. Strong enough to face my destiny. And I want to believe I can play a part in saving this world. I hope you can find it in yourself to believe it too. When you put it that way, how could we not? It's your decision to make. Just be sure that you're prepared when the time comes. If all are assembled, shall we depart? We'll follow your lead. What route would you have us take? About that, there's something I neglected to mention. I saw you moored an airship coming into land over Aimorang while I was on my way back to Costaria. No doubt the same vessel that bore Vathar's forces to Deacon. Meaning we can expect to encounter armed resistance on the journey through the region. Right. Now Vatharang lies in the southern reaches of Aimorang, and there are two routes that we can take to get there. First is the eastern route, which will lead us past Nordsuk. The other is the western route, which requires to pass through the hills of Aimorang. Billy and I took the eastern route last time. Yes, that's the more well-trodden path. It also makes for easier travel, traverse over the Navath Severance. But we can't use it. If we did, we'd need to cross the Severance from a point nearly by the end of Journey's Head. The moment caught wind of our approach, he could very well bring them into contact with the Indian Spations, and we can be sure their activities will not meet with Walker's approval. It will make that journey more arduous, but I believe that it would be safer to take the western route. Which brings me to my proposition. While you make for the hills of Aimorang in the west, I will draw the Yomoran's attention elsewhere, to an area in the east I know to be uninhabited. That way you'll have a chance of reaching Vatharang unopposed and without risk of civilians. I cannot deny this sound plan, but nor can I allow you to go alone. My skills will make your task at least somewhat easier, will they not? I will accompany you as well. It will afford us a chance to have a proper conversation. If I go with the others, I'm likely to say something Tancred will regret. Well then, we'll leave the work of distracting Vathar's forces to you. The rest of us will take the western route and try to avoid attracting attention. With that in mind, I think it best we follow the road from the bridges. We'll move faster in a solid path on our feet. Bahara feel I'm royal for our knowledge. I'll leave the rest to you, Medelia. Thank you. I'll try not to disappoint. Would that we had thy surety of purpose. We'll need to move quickly. The longer others need to keep the Mormons busy, the more likely we are to be caught. There you are. The gate leading to Amarang is just a bag. In all the time I've been here, I've never entered into the hills of Amber. Not that I'm particularly intimidated by new lands by this point, but we have more than enough reason to be cautious as it is. Keep an eye on Maniphilia for me, would you? Who shall walk among us upon our return? Amarang lies just beyond the gate. We only need speak to this. We need only speak to the sentry. I'm ready. Let's go. So soon, Mr. Seaton. Barely had time to recover from the battle. If you're certain, I am holding a position to question you.
Take comfort in the bonds you share. Accept the pain when the time comes to part. Press on, for joy and sorrow walk hand in hand. Beyond Mount Garik lie the hills of Amber, beneath which run hidden veins of mineral wealth. Or ran, at least. Mayhap they are spent. Or mayhap the ringing of hammers can yet be heard below.
Alexei's logic was, I feared the road less traveled had the other perils in store for us. Though they're so near, how convenient. This place has been scarred by the flood too. Who can say what lies ahead? But whatever this road may be, it is mine to travel. I don't plan to take a moment with the time I spend upon it for granted. You sell? No, you're no merchant. But then, why do I know your face? Oh, I remember. You spent Verbert gold. Such a coin purse cracking. You're already a legend among board traders. You're a traveling merchant, then. Can you tell us anything of this merchant village? A Of course, anything for valued customers. This place is Garrick. Before the flood, it was home to many miners. After, not so many. Now, none. So Master Gengen borrowed the village, made into a trading post. Very convenient location. In that which case, you must be familiar with the local roads, correct? One of which now at the ring ourselves. We continue south from here. Will we have any difficulties reaching it? Oh yes, great difficulty. The floods rent stone and crushed mines surrounding Nabatha Ring. Many steep cliffs and collapses and tunnels were made. Oh no. But surely there must be some way. Do you think some of the other moored might have some sort of hidden route? Perhaps. If you ask, they tell. Tell for free, even to friends of our best customer. Wonderful. Thank you for your help. Well then, best customer, let's see what information your reputation buys us. You wish to go to Nabatha Ring? There was a way once, Gondola floated down from the cliffs, but it was built for those who had left something behind that they wished to retrieve. Now there's nothing left and no one to use it. You may search for it if you like, but I doubt that its rusty wires will bear your weight. Perhaps you ought to inquire about the matter of your Moran forces in the region as well. Not lucky enough to encounter anyone who knows a route to Nabatha Ring here. Perhaps I can at least point us in the direction of others who might. For Nabatha Ring, airship is best. Nothing's faster than airship. Your Morans have one, I hear. You can ask them to take you. If I ask how business is, then mention you, then ask about the route. That should work, right? Oh, this is a surprise. Not many bound from Nabatha Ring these days. I don't know of a trolley that once went there. Used to travel between all the settlements in the mines of Hales of Amber. It's locked behind a gate, however. Assume that we'll have kept it from being stolen or damaged, but also prevents it from being of much use. Ah, Sarah, I'm afraid I've learned little use about how to reach Nabatha Ring. Your Moran presence, though, that's another matter. Apparently, though there aren't many, it's definitely Nabatha Ring. There have been no sightings of your Morans at all in the Hills of Amber. Perhaps you can take that as a sign that Alice's plan has borne fruit. Do you have any better luck finding out a route forward? So these are options. Well, what do you think? Can't decide. Trolley seems the most feasible. Does seem the least risky off their options. Can't imagine one gate is enough to throw you. I'd like to know a bit more about before we dash in search of it, though. Perhaps Junjun can offer some insight. Oh, valued customers. We're the other Moored of help. Of a fashion. told us of a trolley that runs to Nabatharang, at least. But am I correct in thinking that there was a reason that you did not do so yourself when we first asked? Yes. The gate, you see, is impassable. Before, there was a looking, hulking thing of stone at the tops. It opened the gate, they said. But no one operates such a thing now. I do not even know if it yet exists. I do not know, but you should travel east to Mount Vernon Mines. That is where the trolley controls stand. I still see miners there from time to time. If anyone knows what happened to the towers, it would be them. Thank you, you've been a great help. Up to Mount Vernon. Let's hope that someone there will be there to answer our questions. It's a bit daunting, isn't it? The scale of the track is impressive, I'll give them that. We only need to follow it until we come to the mines. This lever can't be designed for a person to operate. Bit of a mess, isn't it? The mechanisms for dispatching the trolleys are here, just like Junzun said. Unfortunately, anyone who might know how to use it is not. We might have to wait for Junzun's mysterious miners to appear, or have a look around and see if we can deduce anything useful in the absence. I'm favoring the latter. Something near the entrance of the mine probably caught your Arj's eye. Notice there if you find anything. Sarah, well, hast thou discerned? I see. Indeed, thine observations are inconsistent with mine own. But let us refrain from further discussion ere our comrades arrive. Ample evidence of recent maintenance and lukewarm tea besides. The leafers to switching tracks looked like they were in good condition, though I couldn't move them myself. No ordinary person could, I think. It is my belief that no person is meant to. These tallows bear more than a passing resemblance to the golems of the source. Nor doth it appear to be the sole example of its kind. The proliferation of talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, suggests a considerable number were once in operation. Alas, this specimen in this fellow is now lifeless and broken. I know not how to repair them that they might facilitate a passage through the gate. Without the aid of the towers, even thou wert somehow able to unbar the trolley's path, but we still have no means of propelling it. We might not know how to repair the towers, but something at least. Otherwise, we keep everything else in working order. Whoever's maintaining the cars and rails must know something we don't. Let's ask them what it is, shall we? Sir, I do believe you'll find a person of some interest skulking in the shadows and behind the warehouse on the northwestern side of the tracks. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. Defending yourself as necessary, of course, but do try to keep everyone in one piece. Off we go, then. Where did you come from? No, never mind that. You have no business here, that I'm sure. Arms against us, though the outcome was plain from the first. Good to hear. These two weren't much trouble either. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. Us? We're not the brigands who come to take what isn't ours. Honestly, look like we need to steal, what, some rusted bits of iron? Don't be absurd, we're not here to rob you. A likely story. You look, well... don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travel's never passed this way. The only reason you would come out of this here is to strip the machinery for parts. Oh. Dave, I have an idea. What if once upon a time, a lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of her lost love, joined by her most two loyal servants, soaring to follow into the world's end. On their journey, they met a sorcerer at his ancient time itself. Moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be their guide, and they turned up here somehow. I can only assume that you're being intentionally obtuse. The unlikely event that's a serious conjecture. No, I suppose I'm a bodyguard of sort, but we have a rather large concerns than fairy tale romances. Though I would fain hear more of this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. Gods grant me strength. If I may, we're actually looking for a means by which to travel to Namatharang. We're hoping that the trolley we here might offer a solution. I realize we haven't gotten off to the best of starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again. The trolley? The trolley? You should have led with that. We're always keen to discuss the trolley. We're both engineers in training. In fact, Jarek and Dave, at your service. Technically, I'm a miner. He does the repair work. But our true passion is the trolley. We're working with a few other folks to get it up and running again. And before you ask, yes, it's true that there's little need in transport these days. But that's no reason to consign a miracle, mechanical, and invasion to dust. Mere sight of it traveling to the track once again would make hearts and sore by my words. You'll hear no argument from us. What progress have you made thus far? Not as much as we'd like to, though. Well, is there anything we can do to assist you? We can gather materials or help put pieces together? It's a sight more complicated than that, I'm afraid. You spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the only one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. I suppose you could speak with him if you like. We'll introduce you. Very well. Our options are limited. If Magnus can explain whatever it is that's preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Right. Looks like we'll be following us back to Twine then. I'm impressed that you thought the trolley to begin with. So you seem to these days. Too used to living without it, I suppose. Kind of thing Ariasha always was fond of fairy tales. Does thou seek the source's wisdom, one? A quest for lost love. Perhaps that could have been me had things been different. Ready, we can leave right now. Though, you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? Thought you'd come out by now. Do you think you'll be alright? That's, well, I suppose you did force your hand a bit. I will look just in case. You go on ahead, Dave. Alright. Looks like it'll just be you lot and me then. Try not to let anyone take a bite out of you on the way out of the rail yard. Catch up with you in Twine. Damn, that's smart. Did you have to thump me so hard? I'll be feeling that for the next fortnight at least. Not to be done about it now, though. Pointed your overeager companions in the right direction and they've gone on ahead, so we need to get moving. Normally we walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has much shorter stride, that's more perilous a route than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Of course, the low road represents other dangers, but having been receiving it into your friend's bows, I'm not worried on that account. Should have remembered that the story actually has him go under the tracks. Wait a moment. I think I hear something. Oh, that's something, alright. Run! Sorry about that. I'll admit, I didn't expect this to be quite so far in danger. We're nearly to Twine, though, we should make it without further incident. Testament to man's resilience, that civilization may yet be found at the very edge of the world. Odd to find a place like this still occupied. It must have come dangerously close to being consumed by the flood. The town is small, but everything in it seems so purposeful. It's amazing. This is it. Welcome to Twine. Original dwellings were built to house those laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what made the town grow to what you see before you today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. As you've doubtless noticed, the track goes to the very heart of the town. It was the heart of the town, back when the trolley still carried everyone home and at the end of each hard day in the mines. Now there is no trolley, nor much work to be had in the mines, for that matter. Only residents that remain are destitute, delusional, and with nowhere else to go. So they say. That should give you some indication what to expect when we meet Magnus. As I said, it'll help you understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. Well, that's encouraging. But I don't see that we have much choice. Let's go and meet the man. This is Magnus. He's our boss. Fashion. What are you supposed to be? Never seen the three of you in my life. Or the four of you. Wicked white, if you're going to bother me, at least have the damn courtesy to stand still. He thinks this one is deep in his guts. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them at the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Nabatharang, so they came to ask about the trolley, you see. What? There's nothing in Nabatharang. Not anymore. And especially not for frail little girls. Give it up. No, we must reach Nabatharang. I must. Bah, so your heart sets on it. The world doesn't care. The place is ruined, nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's necessity that drives us to Nabatharang. If you insist that the trolley is not an option, at least tell us why. No. I'm sick of people asking me about the blasted thing. Leave me be. We'll speak outside. Piss off. I'd be lying if I said I didn't expect that. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. He only said that because I think I'm weak. He's right. But I can't be. I won't be forever. There has to be some way. I must find it. He says there is more to this belligerent drunk in his tale. Oh, I'm sorry. I was stuck in my own head again. It's clear that Magnus has no intention of helping us, but perhaps you should ask the other residents. They may know something of the trolley. I'll take the north side of town. Let me know if you learn anything. Thancred, art thou truly content to stand witness to fate's course and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate or reality. It's about choice, and I've had years to decide where I stand. Minfilia has spent too long in chains already. I would not shackle her again by making my hopes known. It's for her to just choose what shape her destiny will take. It is for me to stay silent, to protect her, to teach her, and stand by her. That, at least, I can do for her. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries. Very well, you can do this. You can do this, Halden. Give me your bright colored gemstones. Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant I have stuff, things that I can trade for you. Does it sound good? I have to figure out where these come from. Oh, there you are. You please to know I just got our friend back home with no trouble. He's just fine. He was a bit shaken up, that's all. And you, what did Magnus have to say? I did have a faint hope that your need might prompt him to action where our interest has not. I suppose that was foolish of me. I am sorry that we couldn't be of help, though. I can at least show you the trolley car that we have, if you like. You can give it a stroke or two. It has some very smooth wood. You mean to say you're not giving up? Even knowing that Magnus is... Magnus? I don't see much point in being stubborn about it, though... Perhaps stubbornness is exactly what the situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil, after all. Can't imagine anything you try will work. But if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. To that end, take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. I'll have a look along the tracks for anything that is in need of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever I stop to work. We have an ammo for hire if you're interested. Spot looks like it could use a bit of work. Can you ready the tools for me? Brilliant. Now if you can hand me what I need as I work, it will be a help. In this case, well, this bolt is loose from one matter. Can't have that. I'll need to tighten it. Thank you. This one will do nicely. Now give me a moment and... There. I don't see any other problems here, so let's continue along the track. Concerned about this lantern post. Will you ready the tools for me? Quite handy to have around, you know. As to the lamp here, these aren't often unnecessary these days, but if we're going to do this, might as well do it properly. And if by some miracle the night returns as it is in Lakeland, well, it's a nice thought. Anyhow, the bit of this post seems to have splintered. Whether this lamp is lit or not, we wouldn't want these little pieces of wood jabbing the next person who comes through here to do maintenance. I'll need to sand it down a bit. Yes, wood valve's perfect. Let me even this out. Okay, good. That should do it. I'll bring some varnish along next time to finish the job. Curious about something here. Good. Oops. Mining has always been the primary vocation for the folks of the Hills of Amber, you see. But after a certain point, they had dug up everything that could easily be reached and carried back by manpower alone. It was then that the Nabath Empire struck upon the idea of the Talos, which they had seen at work abroad. At great expense, the Nabath brought the still engineers who specialized in Talos here to the hills. Wouldn't you know it, the mining industry picked up right up again. Twine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, the fruitful cooperation of the native Ronso and the newly come Mista. But like that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. Mista left, taking the knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago that last of them, the folks from the Daedala Stoneworks took off for Yulmore. And now no one remains that can repair and operate the Talos. There's no use in lamenting what can be changed. And there's one more thing we need to do while we're out here, so might as well get to it. Then, vultures occasionally make their nests here on the track, you see, and it falls to us to remove them when they do. Creatures are angry and disturbed, which is natural, but nevertheless a nature to anyone passing by. It's not my favorite task, to be honest with you, and you may notice I'm not totally suited for confrontation. That said, remove all the tracks north and remove any nests you find for me. I'll keep an eye out on things from here. Oh, wow, that answers that question. Yeah? Thank you. That should be everything taken care of. In return for your help, I'll tell you more about the trolley. Nothing that can get it started again. Though, as I said, the only people who know how it worked, how to repair the Talos are long gone. When they left, the life began to bleed out of the town. Trolley's tracks rusted and the cars fell into disrepair. Now I was born in Twine, raised there, and my first word was trolley, damn it. And those were the worst few years of my life. But then, about 7 years passed, Magnus and his wife returned to us. Magnus is a real proper trolley engineer, and perhaps he would never have left it in the first place if it hadn't been for his son. As you're well aware, Amarang is hardly the safest place if Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from his dangers. Didn't help in the end. Sin Eaters got the boy. Isn't that always the way? Child had always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again. So in his memory, they returned to Twine, started fixing those rusted rails, broken cars. And it was going well for a time. Wicked white vultures. Are they back for revenge? Never mind, I don't want to find out. Nice work out there. And now you know the story of the trolley. Won't do you much good without the talisman. If there wasn't even a single one that still functioned, then things might be different. But, well, here we are. Not that it'd do any good, but we do have a talus we've been meaning to repair. I can show you if you'd like. It'd certainly be nice to hear something other than Magnus griping for a change. Oh, my poor friends. Left to be eaten by horrid beasts. I feel terrible about running away, but what choice did I have? No point in us in being killed now, is there? Finding someone to go in and retrieve the bodies, rescue them, would absolve me of their blame, yes? If you could go into the ruins of Kelk and look for 2 more scavengers, I'd be very grateful. Thou art come to examine the talus. Looks like someone's already beat us here. Please, look about as much as you like. Truly a most vexing state of affairs. I thought mayhap a closer examination might yield something of value. I see. The means to build talus stone by stone are lost to us, 'tis true. But here before us slumbers a most fine specimen. Indeed, for were it not for a few minor failings, it would be in working condition. 'Twill likely require not but a few modest repairs and sufficient of either. Well, if you think you can get the thing up and running, far be it for me to stop you. But what exactly do you reckon is the problem? I should stress I've performed only the most cursory of examinations, though such arcane constructs are not wholly unfamiliar to me. As I did suspect from the first, it is a host to a network of veins through which ether floweth freely. Or so it would, were not for several fractures which now impede said flow. How in the hell did you get all that from just from a glance? I take it you've thought about a solution as well, then. To bridge these fissures requireth a material highly conducive to conductive to ether. Once in place, I believe it will be possible to restore the talus to life. Might I prevail upon thee to acquire that which we require? Not far beyond the walls of twine dwelleth the creature of living stone, the Debitage. Full sure I am that stone from such a being would prove most suitable to our needs. Very good. I shall have Thancred and Minfilia attend me in the remaining preparations. I spy but 3 obstructions to the flow of the ether in the talus, and thus I would ask that you provide 3 stones of the Debitage. All else will be made ready upon thy return. Worry not, Sarah. Preparations here will become complete ere long. Wish we had a mage like him around sooner. As you might imagine, we've had trouble convincing people to come here and help. They either refuse outright or demand payment far beyond anything we can hope to afford. That's why we've made such little progress in preparing the talus. We've poured over every scrap of paper left behind by the data stoneworks, hoping we might learn something how it's done. But there just isn't enough. Thancred and Minfilia will return ere long with the remaining supplies we require. Didst thou succeed in procuring stone from the Debitage? Fine specimens one and all. You have my thanks. We need now but wait for Thancred and Minfilia's return. From end to end, the paths by which ether may flow through the talus have been duly mended. They require but a sufficient endowment. It's not moving. Strange. The core refuses to stir, for the condition of this talus is more dire than I previously surmised. As a heart deriveth blood through the man's veins, so doth the core throughout this massive frame. Failing its repair or replacement, the talus cannot be restored. So it was the heart after all. Thou didst foresee this outcome. No Well, no, not exactly. We've never gotten this far in trying to repair it, so we had no way of knowing if the heart was the real problem. Try to find another, in case things turned out the way as they are now, but... Jarek? This is a really nice story to share. Please, Jarek, if something went wrong, maybe we can help. Alright. After all you lot have done for me, I suppose it's the least I can do. Though the Talus yet wants for a beating heart, it would appear thine efforts were not for naught. What could be so terrible you want to keep it from us? Hope Jarek doesn't get in trouble for telling us what happened. Right then, the Talus. The hearts cannot be made of just any stone. You need a special sort of with sufficient ethereal conductivity. Both it and the other materials used in the construction of Talus bodies are mined in the same place. That place, of course, being here, the Hills of Amber. And it was 3 years ago when she... No, I can't. I'm sorry. But you have to hear it from Thayfar or someone else. The tavern then. What terrible tragedy befell him years ago, girl, I wonder. You don't suppose Thayf's a good one, do you? It's all my fault. I should never have pressured him. Still here, eh? You can ask again, but the answer's still the same. Our trolleys are... What? God damn it, Jarek. You could have at least finished so I wouldn't have to clean up your mess. Seeing how you've made so much quick progress in fixing the Talus and all, he was probably thinking you could help change things around here. And I think he may be right. Gather your friends and I'll tell you what you want to know.
Magnus's wife was a miner, you know. Greatest prospector there ever was.
Oh, that's his voice.
When the golem heart started failing, she was the first to head out in search of more. Problem was, most of the veins ran dry ages ago, and finding fresh ones to tap's only gotten harder. But she wasn't one to be deterred. She just kept digging deeper and deeper. And then the mine collapsed. We labored day and night to clear away the rubble, but it took us 2 months to find her. To find her body. Magnus has never been the same since.
Where is he, if you don't mind my asking?
Ah, yes, well, if he's not here, there's only one other place he'd be.
Oh, you again. How many times must I tell you? The trolley won't run! We'd be better off dismantling the damn thing and selling the parts for scrap. Now piss off back to wherever you came from. And don't let me catch you around here again.
What were their names?
My son was named Skuli. My wife, Agna. Being here with them, it beats going home. Home stopped being home when I lost them. I thought to try and drown my sorrows, but somehow, the bottle's never deep enough.
No bottle is. Believe me, I know.
You've lost someone too?
Not like you. Not my own flesh and blood. I grew up an orphan, so I never really knew what family meant. Not until I met a man who offered to take me in and make me his pupil. He was a kindly soul, always looking out for me, like a father. Not that I appreciated that at the time, or anything else for that matter. But I finally had a family. And then I robbed a young girl of hers. I did my best to make amends, to offer her comfort. But the more I look back on it, the more I realize just how inadequate my efforts were. I let her down. That is why I refuse to let her legacy die. In the end, all we can do is press on, for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. And that requires your Talos. Please, Magnus. You are our only hope of reaching Nabarth Areng.
What rubbish.
She's not gone. No matter what you say or believe, she's not. We can still bring her back.
Treat me like this. I wish there's more we could do for you, I truly do. After Agna's accident, no one is allowed near those mines. Full well do I know the pain of loss and how heavily it can weigh upon one's heart. Nevertheless, there's but one way forward. We must needs procure a new heart for the Talos. Daphne. Knowest thou any location wherein we might find the stone we require? No matter how scant the possibility, we would seize it. I told you near all the veins were tapped dry years ago. So, though I suppose if you really wanted to try, you might find something at Nuvi's leavings. It was opened well before the talus became commonplace, which is why the mining there was never quite as deep. When you get there, look for Guthjun and tell him I sent you. But don't be surprised if he tells you the same thing. Thine assistance is most appreciated. Sarah, I think it best Thanker join thee in this search. Though he would be quick to deny it, his heart is in turmoil and his thoughts clouded. It would be unwise to ignore his distress. I pray thee attend to Thancred, and keep him occupied with the task I hand. Somewhere, are you? At last, a lead on the stone. We need to power the talus. I can't very well have you go on your own. Lead the way. We're long overdue for a good turn. I can only hope the gods feel the same way. Now, Nubi's leaving was to the south, was it? Let's get going. Have you seen a charm like this before? I found it among the stones bought from the mine. A lot of the workers wear these for good luck, and I expect whoever lost it is wondering where it went. It's the first time I've seen one made from a cat's eye, so the owner shouldn't be hard to track down. I'd go and look for them myself, but I've got too much to do here. You should be able to go to my place. The graveyard keeper is quite knowledgeable about charms and whatnot, so it might be worth asking him. That you have there. Oh yes, cat's eye charms like this were once used to ward off the misfortune. Tradition began when the Church of the First Light, when the gem represents the patron deity. Even though no one follows that old religion anymore, some of its customs remain, especially among the miners. You don't see many this exquisite though. I seem to remember the fellow with an eye patch kept a similar charm around his neck. Might even have been the exact same one. Never caught his name, but he's not hard to miss. Last I saw of him, he was leaving to mine Nubi's leavings with some of the others. alive? Can it be true? But it is too early to celebrate. The youngest of our group is still missing. Please, you must find him. I will wait for you outside the ruins in case you need help carrying whatever is left of the poor boy. Does that count as a near-death experience? I cannot wait to tell my friends. But first, you should make a hasty retreat, yes? That was the most excitement I had in a long time. Thank you. I cannot wait to thank you enough for saving us. But how did you know we were here? Running away turned out to be the best choice. Not only did he escape, but he suffered help too. If he had tried to rescue us himself, we'd probably be all dead by now. Better to run and scavenge another day, yes? I must remember to thank him. Start a nice quest chain. Oh, I didn't notice you there. What do you want? Where did you get this? God, how could I have been so careless? That was all my sister left behind from where she did. Look, I'd rather not talk about it. But I appreciate you bringing this back to me. It means a lot. Described it, I was expecting this place to be abandoned. Perhaps our fortunes are finally improving. But we should probably hear what Guthion has to say before we celebrate. So maybe we can find him, that is. Our man. Who are you, and what are you doing here? Well, you should have listened to the thief. You're wasting your time. But this site is not as developed as the others, is it not? Surely there must be something left. I should explain. The stone you're looking for is leonine. All the Talos and Hills of Amber are powered using them. Or were, at least. Anyway, whatever's left, if anything, is too far below to be safely excavated. The deepest reaches of the mine we use Talos to keep the pathways from collapsing. It's still there, but they could give out at any time, which is why much of the mine is closed off. Then the only option is to search the higher levels for any fragments of leonine that may have been overlooked. I suppose there may be one other way. Well, don't leave us in suspense. What you're asking for is a trade secret. I'll need to be duly compensated in exchange. Fine, what do you want? The other day I found a Vobert gold piece down in the mine. A bloody Vobert gold piece. And what did you know it? I dropped the damn thing somewhere while I was working. Find it, and I'll tell you what you want to know. You drive a hard bargain, sir, but we'll take it. Seems to have a work cut out for us, Sarah. Thankfully, I have an idea how we might hurry things along. I wasn't working that deep in the mine, so don't go searching too far. As I'm sure you've noticed, despite the best efforts to eliminate the corridors, it's rather dark in here, meaning it will be that much harder to find a single coin hiding in the shadows. That's why I propose we use these sun drops. They help the eye take it more than light. Why don't you start your search further in this area here? I'll retrace your steps in case you happen to miss it. If you feel the drops effects wear off, I can give you more, so don't worry. I was hoping you'd drop the gold to be somewhere close to the entrance. More fool than me for thinking Lady Luck was on our side. Maybe she is. Yours, at least. In the end, my contribution was little more than poor company. Come now, Thancred. You were far more prepared for this task than I. No more than usual, I assure you. I only managed to survive the Kurthan wilderness in the Imperial capital by virtue of extensive preparation, a habit of mine since childhood, and one of my few positive traits which endear me to Louis, I imagine. It hasn't been easy finding ways to compensate for my condition. Every tool and trinket has proven vital to my continued success, such as it is. Had I chosen to pursue the arcane arts rather than espionage, well, I'd rather not think on it. So long as I have the means to protect those dear to me and see my duties through, that's all that matters. Now let's hurry and see that return to Gothion. The sooner we get back to Urianger and Medillia, the better. You're back. Wait, does that mean... I'll be damned. You actually found it. Well, a deal's a deal. I don't think this means you'll find what you're after. To be honest, I wasn't sure you could pull it off. But you did, and I'm a man of my word. Come with me. I hope you waited for the sun drops to wear off. They work wonders in the dark, but in the light of day, they'll only bring you pain. That's good to know. Makes sense. Every time I step out of those mines, the sky seems to get brighter. I never leave them if the air wasn't still stale. You're not here to come to hear my grievances. You're after Leonine. First I have to ask, you ever hear of rockworms? Rockworms? I know them by another name, though I'm fairly certain the locals call them knockers. Aye, that they do. Whatever you want to call them, those little bastards may be the answer to your troubles. They can fit through cracks and crevices down where we can never hope to reach. On occasion, they come back with something valuable. They dig up leonine in the mines. It's a rare occurrence, but yes. That said, it usually amounts to no more than a few flakes. Well, the other option sounds tantamount to suicide. So how can we draw out these rockworms? Over by that shack, you'll find a bag full of smoke bombs. Set off a few in the mines and you'll flush them out in no time. Once they're out in the open, lock them senseless and check their bags. Should warn you, this method of mining, if you can even call it that, uses the last resort on account of what little they're likely to bring back. You want to cover as much ground as you can if you hope to find anything of value. Assuming you do find something, bring it here and have a look. We should split up and recover more ground on these chests. If you can cover these 3 areas on your map, I'll see the parts in between them. Smoke bombs are at the top of the drakes next to the shack just over yonder. You can't miss them. that. Mouse guide. hopefully it's Leonine. There you are. Found everything promising. Between the two of you, I'd say you've got quite the haul. Let's get comfortable, friends. It's going to take time for me to sift through all this.
You may not remember this about Arminfilia. But prior to founding the Path of the 12, long before the Scions, she was something of a miner.
That's right.
After her father died, Flamine took her in and taught her the trade. I think they were both seeking to fill the void left by a loved one. Maybe that's why she took to it so readily. Back in those days, I spent most of my time in the Quicksand, or some other tavern, loosening tongues and gathering secrets. Occasionally, I'd catch a glimpse of her in the street, on her way home after another hard day's work. I always felt a wave of relief when I saw she'd come back safe, along with a pang of guilt at the fact I wasn't there to support her as I should have been. Simply speaking with her more than once in a blue moon would have been a good start, but I could never bring myself to do it. Instead, I threw myself into my work and became every drunkard's best friend.
I can't imagine she thought too highly of you back then.
Not too highly, no. She once called me a wine-sodden wharf rat, which wouldn't have been half as galling had it not been so accurate. But that was a lifetime ago. Here and now I have another chance to do things right, and I will not squander it again.
Hey! Come and see what I found! You're not going to believe this!
Tell me it's Leonine.
It is at that! You lot were born lucky. It's mostly broken pieces. But look at this.
This is a rather fine specimen.
It's been decades since we found anything approaching this big. But that's not all. There's an engraving on it.
Ah, these scratches here. They're a little hard to make out. To my beloved Magnus and Schoolie.
Yes! Do you see? It was a gift to Magnus from his wife. She found it. She really found it. She must have spent her final hours carving this message into the stone, in the hope that he might see it one day. Those rock-backed bastards must have made off with it before we could clear a path to her. It's fate that brought you here to find this stone. No other explanation. It makes me wonder what else might still be buried in these parts.
hoped we would find some fine leonine, but that particular specimen is nothing short of a miracle. I wouldn't believe it if I had not seen it for myself. Before you set it in the talus, would you take it to Magnus? For 3 long years he believed she died for nothing. He must know the truth, that her sacrifice was not in vain. Well, take it straight to him, give my word. Thank you, Gulio, for all your help. Right then, let's not keep everyone waiting. I can only imagine the look on his face when he sees that. Say, perhaps you could help me. There's no doubt noticed most Twine's miners are in Ronso. There's a Mista lad, though. The only one of his kind in the whole town. His name is Gisat, a bit of a loner. Always digging by himself in places where he'd be lucky to find a few lumps of coal, never mind gems and such. I often ask him why he doesn't mine in the same spots as the rest of us. He never gives us a proper answer. I dare say we may be more inclined to speak with an outsider, though. If you could get the truth out of him and see if there's anything matter, I would put my mind to it. Traveler, eh? What do you want with me? Lucky to find a few lumps of coal. Is that what he said? Shows how much he knows. You, on the other hand, might be our audience from a mass plan. Have you ever heard of an alloy called namathium? It's strong, light, and resistant to heat and friction. It was one of the most valuable metals in Namatharang, and a lot of their jewelry was made of from this stuff. Trouble is, the techniques for mixing the alloys were lost to the flood. I've been looking for a way to make my own, and my search led me to a scroll that explains the methods, right down to the last detail. After having a historian cipher, I learned I lacked one vital ingredient, rudibite, and that's what I'm digging for. Sort of venturing into the empty, my next best option is to look for a vein here in Amarang. Of course, I stand a much better chance of finding one if I'd help, but I'd rather not rely on anyone from around here. Some of the Ronso miners take exception to the fact that I'm Mista. They seem to think we're not built for this kind of work. When I find that rudibite, they'll see how wrong they are. You know, this is the first time I've said more than two words to anyone in a while. I feel better about getting that off my chest. This might get a bit sudden, but I have an idea. How would you like to see the moment when I finally utter that vein of ore? Well, what I really mean is I need someone to act as a witness. Otherwise, others might think I brought a lump of it from somewhere, ludicrously expensive as it is, and pretending to have it dug up myself. Will you do me this favor? You will? Thank you. Luckily I found the perfect spot for my next dig. My miner's hunch is correct. The ore should be waiting just below the surface. It's a newbie's leaving, so I'll wait for you there. It's just there. it's over. I'm not supposed to concentrate on my work with all these creatures disturbing me. So don't know how to handle yourself, though. If you never stood a chance. I dread to think what would happen if you hadn't shown up. Hopefully nothing will, else we'll try to get between me and my dream. Many thanks, sir. What? Oh, it's you. If you have come to complain at the trolley, you'll find no sympathy from me. I told you before it won't run and you wouldn't listen. Oh, but it will, now that we have this. Your name is engraved on it, along with your son's. It was a gift from your wife, Magnus. From Agna. It was a gift from your wife, Magnus. From Agna. No, she couldn't have. Take it. Do with it what you will. Are you certain? Or delay our plans a bit? I said take it. It was you who found it. You who needs it. Looking at the stone, all I see is... Please, just leave me be. I hope you'll be there when your talent stirs to life. I'm sure she'd want you to see it. Would you do the honors of delivering this to Urianger? Sorry I couldn't be more of help. By the sounds of it, you have a knack for handling strange requests. On the bright side, Urianger taught me a lot about the Talus and their hearts. I think I can help if they need further repairs. Finally, we can move on to Nabatharang. Assuming this works, of course. You found Leonine? Truly? Then what are we waiting for? Let's get that trolley moving. What? By the gods, I didn't think that was possible. Thou art returned, and with Leonine it would seem. As promised, the Talos hath been made ready to receive its heart, thanks in small part to Jarek, Thaffe, and Mephilia. Alas, we shall return time to the timeless, the sentinel stone, that we may press on towards Nabatharang. Very good. Now let us begin.
Preparations for the enchantment are complete. When the heart hath been suffused with a sufficient quantity of ether, the golem should be restored to life.
All right then. Whenever you're ready. It's working! It's working! Magnus!
You left me for this? This wretched heap of stone and rubble? This worthless pile of earth? And yet, I can't. I can't.
What troubleth thee, child?
I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve to be. I don't deserve any of the things you've done for me. I'm just a burden, helpless and hopeless. If tomorrow came and I was gone, it would be better for everyone. Thancred most of all. He'll never admit it, but I can see it in his eyes. I wish he'd just say it. Just say that he hates me, that he wishes I was dead so that she could return.
None of this is thy doing, child. 'Twas I who set the oracle on her path unto the first. I who condemned you all to suffer these torments. 'Tis my sin alone, and one that will haunt me unto my dying day. Yet I dare not dwell over long on my many regrets, for the world is a tapestry of fates, interwoven and inseparable. And we who strive to better it cannot choose but make difficult decisions. For naught of worth was ever achieved without sacrifice. And thus must man ever struggle to weigh life against loss. The one for whom thou mournest beareth no grudge. Were she here, she would not suffer thee to languish in sorrow. She would tell thee to seek thine own path, thine own purpose. It is a truth which I myself was slow to learn. Yet a truth it remaineth. Thou needst but have faith, and all will be well.
Not today.
To what do I owe the pleasure that is your extended stay?
Oh, to the tediousness of our hero's present endeavors. That and the insufferable abundance of light in Armorang. I should be glad to keep my distance. Oh, I'm rather fond of sleep, you know. It's a wonderful way to pass the time. Not that my compeers would agree, mind you. Always on the move, the lot of them. Like La Hebrea, constantly jumping from vessel to vessel. Such fire, such determination. So much passion, fleeting and forgotten. Come to think of it, Exarch, I don't believe I've ever seen you retire to your chambers for so much as 40 winks. However do you keep your eyes from closing? The cold shoulder. You wound me, sir. Always so guarded in our every interaction. Interactions you curiously refrain from sharing with the Scions and their champion.
And risk souring your budding relationship? I think not. Much as I dislike you, there are more useful targets for her energies. And I am not in the habit of pointing her at my enemies like a weapon.
Is that right? Fond of her, are you? You continue to fascinate me, Exarch. But tell me, who are you? The once great nation whose ingenuity gave birth to this tower was shaped by my hand. As such, I know full well the wonders it can facilitate and those it cannot. There is nothing in these walls which could have aided you in summoning our dear friend across time and space. Much less in possession of her mortal flesh, not even I could have performed such a feat.
I see. You had a hand in Allag as well. You would know what I am? I am the adjudicator of the sacred history with which you dared trifle. I am keeper of this tower's boundless wisdom, the wisdom of ages without age, of everywhere and nowhere, the great work of those who tamed the wings of time and grasped the nature of the rift. 'Tis a boon born of sacrifices yet unmade. The parting gift of brave heroes who will one day give their lives for a brighter future. I will not see their hopes and dreams squandered. The history which led us here will be unwritten. I promise you that.
Well, it seems we're both eager to fulfill our duties then.
On that much, we are in agreement.
Oh, so nice when they find common ground. Really, it's just been a long day. Mine apologies for the delay. Minfilia and I had a private matter to discuss. Which bringeth me to the question, how didst thou find Thancred during your search? He spoke of Minfilia, of his own accord. I see. 'Tis well that he did, and with such candor. I attempted to approach the subject before. My intention was to ensure no words remained unspoken between them, lest tragedy intercede. A regret I myself know all too well. Alas, in the end, he refused to heed my counsel. A time will come when they must face the reality of their circumstances, but I have faith that all will be well in time. Now let us not tarry any longer. The Talus and Nabath Orang await. Magnus maketh ready for our departure even as we speak. Might I prevail you upon thee to inquire as to his progress? Just think about the trolley spinning down the tracks, gears whirring. Gods, I can't stop smiling. We've done acts of kindness far greater than we deserve. Thank you, I mean it. It has been years since I've seen a Talus in such fine shape. Would that Agna was here to see it, or our son. I was ready to let her dreams die down there in the mines. Even after you found the Leonine, I refused to believe it could work. Gods, what a fool I was. But I tell you now, I'm going to take good care of this Talus, for both their sakes. On behalf of my family, and all the miners of Twine. Thank you. Well, enough chitter-chatter. Let's get you lot to Nabath Orang, eh? Everything seems to be in order. Dictate Talus's presence resolves the issue of the gate. Oh, that, yes. It's designed to open at the Talos' approach. Then we can finally go to Nabath Orang. You certainly can. All that remains is a final check of the control box over at the mines. You get out of that, boys. Get the Talos over to the mines and keep a close eye on it around the curves. Understood? Yes, sir. Let us repair to the mines, then. Before we go, while you were away with Sarah, I prepared an extra set of cartridges for you. And this one is the practice cartridge you gave me. I know I should have thrown it away ages ago, but I've been adding a little extra to it every day. After so many charges, I'm honestly not sure what it will do. But I wanted you to have it, for luck. Minfilia, we should hurry. Magnus and the others are probably wondering where we are. luckily. Laffy and Jarek didn't spend the last few years trying to drink themselves to death, and the good sense to maintain this stuff. I'll have to thank them later. Ever since we got the talisman movie again, Jarek has been acting strangely. Perhaps strangely, more overexcited. But as long as he gets the job done, I suppose I can't complain. This is not the most beautiful sight you've ever seen. I don't know if I can capture this moment in painting or even a quick pencil sketch. Hey, you seem pretty good at everything. You wouldn't happen to be an artist too, would you? All appeareth ready for the grand departure. The one task yet remaining. I know what you were thinking, and I will talk to her. Time's right. So this is it. Finally going to nab at the ring. I thought long and hard about what to say to her. To the real me. I hoped when the time came I would know, but every step I take, I feel more uncertain. There's no reason to give up though. Not when so much is at stake. Thank you, all of you, for helping me get there. And let's not keep Magnus waiting.